Hello everyone, it's Evans Racing here and welcome back to round 2 of our My Team Career Mode in F1 2022, where today we will be in Jeddah for the Jeddah Grand Prix. And as we come to the HQ now, we're going to speed things up so we can just have it in the background. We're going to do some weight training for our second driver, which is Liam Lawson. We're going to go through all of these menus, see if we can get anything. But with £1 million with £1 million in the bank, I don't really can get much stuff. So we're gonna we're gonna spend some of our R&D points because we've got 900. We're gonna advance some time now. Okay, where we have got a Prix hot lap that we can do to gain some more money and some more driver acclaim. So I've chosen the drift one in the Aston Martin.
It's black and white. Just let me go, it's only right. For all I know, it's only matter. It's calico, it's black and white. Just let me go, it's only right. For all I know, it's only matter. It's calico, it's black and white.
We've got the gold medal, but I sort of messed it up. I sort of went to do a 360 and completely messed it up. So now we're going to go into the quick practice now, where we're going to zoom past all of this. This is trying to get as much R&D points as much as we can, and as much discounts as we can on the upgrades. So that will just be running in the background. As you can see, a lot of them are, we're getting a lot of them quite easily. The only thing is that, seeing as this is still a new game, there is a sort of bug. Well, I don't think it counts as a bug or anything, but when you do quick practice, it wears out your engine quite a lot, which is not that good, but that's what normally happens at the start of the game, but hopefully that can get fixed later on. So as you can see, we've got quite a lot of R&D points here. We've also got a lot of discounts on a lot of upgrades, which are quite important, especially as we are new to F1 and we haven't got the best car. And as you can see here, McLaren have overtaken us, which means that we are the third worst team right now at the moment of time. Hopefully in a few seasons time we can be up there fighting with the Red Bulls. But for now, we're at the back of the grids, where we're going to start our first qualifying lap when we drive out of the our pits. So we're gonna go out for our out lap now. We need to warm up the tyres and everything, get them all up to temperature. And now we're coming through the last corner now. We've got all our tyres up at the right temperature, near enough, and we're gonna come across the line now. We're gonna speed things up. It's only a bank lap, and we're probably going to do another flying lap after this to see if we can get into Q2. And as you can see, Jeddah is a very high flown circuit. It's a very high speed corners. Getting as close to as much as we can being as brave as we can into the corners, especially into the blind corners now. Coming through the last corner now, accelerating out, DRS opens. We come across the line for a 1 minute 31 dead. Literally a 1 minute 31 dead on. And then we'll come on to our second and final lap of Q1 to see if we can make it into Q2 for the first time this season. As we use all the curb on the inside here, accelerating as early as we can in third gear to minimise the wheel spin on the exit. And as you can see, we're already up by half a tenth. Now we come through here, getting as close to the wall as much as we can on the inside here, just narrowly missing the wall there on the inside, and the same here again. Using all the curb on the inside, little on the outside, a lot more on the inside here, and we run the wide, but we keep it just within track limits there. And as you can see on the right hand side, we are up by 3 tenths. Now we brake as late as we can. We completely miss the apex, go quite wide here, but we get a better exit. However, we have lost a bit of time here. Getting as close to the wall as we can, missing the apex there, cutting the corner a little bit there, and as you can see, we actually slide through that corner, but we keep it under control and we don't spin. DRS now opened, and as you can see now, we're actually not gaining and we're actually a bit behind now. Getting as close to the wall as we can, using all the cover on the inside here, hitting the apex there. DRS open, and as you can see, we gain back the time now, and we're up by 2.5 tenths. Braking as late as possible, getting it as close to the apex as we can. We actually hit the apex this time. Running wide, DRS now open, and we come across the line now. And is that enough to put us into Q2? Yes, it is. We'll end up being 9th in Q1, 9th in the first lowest car. And now we're going to come on to our first flying lap of Q2 now. For the first time, we've actually made it into Q2. We actually come across here where we completely cut the corner there. So somehow we didn't get a track invalidation, which is quite lucky. But we get it as close to the wall as we can. Getting it near to the wall, and as you can see, we get on the power too early, and we've gone right into the wall, and that's us out of qualifying. As you see ourselves walking through the garage, the team not too happy with us, even though we are the team manager, but they're not quite happy with us, so we're out of Q2. So this is today's starting grids for today's race. We've got Charles Leclerc, who's on pole, with Max Verstappen alongside. Then we have Carlos Sainz, Sergio Perez, Russell, Hamilton, Magnussen, Schumacher, Fernando Alonso, Lando Norris, Ocon, Yuki Tsunoda, Ricciardo, our teammate Liam Lawson in P14, Bottas, and obviously ourselves in P16 because we crashed in qualifying, Gasly, Zhou Guanyu, Vettel, Albon, and finally on the last row we've got Nicholas Latifi and Lance Stroll. So this is our strategy for today. We're going to be starting on the medium compound tyre, and we'll be switching to the hard compound tyre about around lap 11, lap 10, depending on how the race goes. And now we use the new feature of the starting grid, where we actually get to place our car on the grid. And can we get a optimal? Yes, we can. We got it 0.4 meters away, which is perfect. Hopefully we can get a good start for this race. And now we go to the 5 red lights. And off we go for the Jeddah Grand Prix as we get the power down as early as we can, using all the revs. So we get a lot of wheel spin on the start here. We actually get a really bad start and we've gone down by a few places. But we go down the inside of a few cars now. We're going to go around the outside into turn 2 now. Can we go around the outside of our teammate? We go 3 wide with our teammate and the McLaren driver. And we come out on top and we go up into P14 now. P13, sorry. And we're now behind Esteban Ocon in the Alpine. And seeing if we can stay with him and try and make an overtake. We go around the outside, so going quite slow, but it doesn't quite work out. So we're going to slot in behind him now. We're going to run wide a little bit there, using a little bit of our ERS, because we've got a lot to play with. As we look for a move around the outside, doesn't quite work. We've got a lot of understeer, so we're going to have to come and slot back in behind. and our teammates right behind us now. And now we're coming to the end, to the final corner of lap 1 now, where Kevin Magnussen is trying to make a move on Yuki Tsunoda. He goes down the inside of the Japanese driver, and he's going to come out on top. And that's Kevin Magnussen up into P9 now. And now we come on to the start of lap 2 now, where Lando Norris is trying to make a move on Mick Schumacher. He goes down the inside, and can he make a move? They go wheel to wheel. They just narrowly miss contact with each other. And it's Lando Norris who's still wheel to wheel, who's going to come out on top here. And it's Schumacher who goes right around the outside. We'll now have the inside line. And Lando Norris isn't having any of it. He's going to put up a good fight. And they're still wheel to wheel in these high speed corners, but Mick Schumacher decided to back out of it and thought better off. And that's Lando Norris up into P7 now. And now we look at his teammate who's making a move on our teammate now. We've got Daniel Ricciardo making a move running outside of Liam Lawson. He's going around the long way. He'll get the better exit. And that's Daniel Ricciardo up in. No, our teammate is going to fight back for that position. Our teammate is not giving up. And he gets the inside line. And our teammate is still wheel to wheel with the Australian. And now it's a drag race to the next corner now. Who will be braver into this high speed corner? And it's Daniel Ricciardo. No, they're still side by side. And now there's still no DRS because we're not on lap 3 yet. So this is a complete drag race to the final corner. It's getting a bit hectic here. We've got about 6 cars that are all fighting for positions. And so our teammate has the inside line. And he gets the job done, I think. Or they still side by side. I know they're still side by side. It's been a whole lap now almost of them being wheel to wheel. It's a really good battle between our teammate and Daniel Ricciardo. As Daniel Ricciardo has the inside line here. And will he come out on top? Yes, he will. So finally, after about a lap, Daniel Ricciardo does get the position and he's up into P14. And now we look at Sergio Perez, who's trying to make a move on the Spaniards. He tries to go for the switchback move, doesn't quite work out. And that's Carlos Sainz in P3 and Sergio Perez in P4. But Sergio Perez will have DRS now, so can he make a move on Carlos Sainz? As they both get DRS actually. So Carlos Sainz gets DRS off of Max Verstappen, and Sergio Perez goes down the inside of Carlos Sainz, but Carlos Sainz gets a better exit. And will he keep that position? No, he won't. Sergio Perez will go right round the inside. We'll now have the inside line. And we'll have the outside line again. And Sergio Perez is going to go and back out of that move. And that's Sergio Perez in P4 and Carlos Sainz into P3. As we go for a diver move down the inside of Fernando Alonso, we do make contact with Fernando Alonso and the wall. Luckily we get no damage, I believe. But now it's a complete drag race to the first corner. We've got DRS. I don't believe Fernando Alonso has got DRS, but he's going to brake much more earlier than us. We're going to make a bit more contact with him. We go really wide into turn 2 there, and we almost lose the car on the exit there, and we don't get the position. And now we switch over to George Russell's fighting his teammate now, as Hamilton has the inside line. And there's yellow flags, and that's Hamilton pulling over to the left hand side here. Is that Hamilton with an engine failure? Yes, it is. And it's Lewis Hamilton, the 7-time world champion, out of the Jeddah Grand Prix due to an engine failure, as we see some smoke. As Fernando Alonso gets caught up with Hamilton there, and we go and make 2 overtakes. We overtake Hamilton, obviously because he's got an engine failure, and we also make a move on Fernando Alonso because he goes quite slow, and we narrowly miss Alonso there, and we go up into P11 now. And now we're going to be chasing down Lando Norris for the next few laps to try and see if we can make a move before our pit window, as we make a bit of contact with the wall there. And I believe that's given us some front wing damage. Yes, it has. As we look at our MFD at the bottom right here, and we have got wing damage. But luckily in this game, the wing damage doesn't affect us too much because the airflow is more down to the floor. As Mick Schumacher makes a really nice move on his teammate. Goes for the switchback move on his teammate, and it's a nice easy move for him. And now we've got DRS on Lando Norris now. Can we make the same move as we did on Fernando Alonso? No, we can't. But Yuki Tsunoda locks up and we make contact with him, and he gets compromise with his lock up there, and we go up into P10, do we? As for some reason, he's got really good straight line speed compared to us, and we've got DRS. But we're going to go right down the inside, we're going to block him off, use the racing line, this is our corner, and we go up into P10, and we overtake the Japanese driver of Yuki Tsunoda. And now on lap 9 now, where we've got Fernando Alonso who's trying to make a move on Yuki Tsunoda after we have just overtaken him. And he goes right round the long way round the outside, and that's Fernando Alonso up into P11. And now on lap 9 now, due to our wing damage, and we just don't have, well, we have to pay to stay with Lando Norris. But I thought, seeing as we've got front wing damage and we're going to lose a lot of time in the pit lane, I thought let's try and see if the undercut can work. Let's go as late on the brakes as we can to try and get a really good exit. And we're going to come into the pits now and get the undercut on Lando Norris if we can. As we brake right here, and we brake a bit too much there. We could have gone a bit more faster in the pit lane there, but it's better to be safe than to get a penalty. And we get an optimal turn in as we completely rev out our car, and it's a decent stop from the pit Prix, although it is 7.7 seconds to put on the front wing. That is a really good job from our pit Prix there. And we're going to come right out, and we're going to come out in last place, and for some reason Liam Lawson has fallen down the grids. And then we look at Kevin Magnussen as we come out of the pit lane now. Kevin Magnussen gets an engine failure. And now there's smoke coming out of his car, and it's going to pull over to the left hand side as Daniel Ricciardo almost makes contact with the back of him, but narrowly misses him. And yeah. And then we come on to lap 12 now, where we have come out ahead of Daniel Ricciardo from the pit lane. However, we have not come out ahead of Lando Norris. Actually, he hasn't pitted yet, never mind. And now Max Verstappen is trying to make a move on Mick Schumacher now. Can he go round the outside? Yes, he can. No, he can't. But Max Verstappen will have a better straight line speed than the Haas. So, Mick Schumacher's come into the pit lane. So yes, Max Verstappen is up. And he's back up to second place on lap 13 now. And now Fernando Alonso trying to make a move on Daniel Ricciardo. He's going to go right down the inside. And it's a great move by Fernando Alonso, using all of his experience, and he's moves up into P8 now. And now he's and now Esteban Ocon trying to make a move on Mick Schumacher now. He's going to go right round the outside of the German, but it doesn't quite work out into the last corner. But it's now a drag race to the first corner now. Who will come out on top? And it's Esteban Ocon who's got DRS. And will he be able to make the move? No, he won't. Not quite yet. But he's going to have the inside line. He's going to push Schumacher out wide as much as he can without making any contact with him. And we'll come into turn 4 now, I believe this is. Now turn 5. And that's Esteban Ocon up into P7 now. And it's a great move by him. And now we're right behind Lando Norris, as you can see. After pitting and that, we're right behind him now. So the undercut has not worked, but we are on we are on older tyres, but our tyres are up into the right temperature now, whereas his are still a bit cold from coming out the pit lane. And can we be making a move into this corner? No, we can't. So we're still gonna be stuck behind him. And now we look at Fernando Alonso, who's trying to make a move on Mick Schumacher now. He's trying to go around the outside just like he did on Daniel Ricciardo. It doesn't quite work out into that corner now, but he's going to come. We're going to switch to our onboard now, where we're right behind Daniel Ricciardo. We make contact with the Australian, and it's Mick Schumacher who comes out on top against Fernando Alonso, but we're going to have DRS. And we're going to use a little bit of ERS as well, but we've got so much straight line speed. We make a bit of contact, I believe. And when Daniel Ricciardo goes down the inside of us, but we get, but he decides to back out of that, and we go up into P9 now. We're now up into points position now. We're in the top 10. As Daniel Ricciardo tries to have a go at us, but we're going to go on the racing line, and we're going to fend him off, and we're up into points position now. Can we get points in our second race of this season, of our first season, and for the first time, as we have DRS and we've got so much more overspeed than Fernando Alonso. We're going to brake much more later, as late as we can. We're going to right round the outside, up into third gear to minimise traction. Doesn't quite work out, but we're going to have DRS once again, but so does Fernando Alonso. But we're going to use all of our ERS now, and as you can see, our straight line speed is not the best, but we've got enough ERS to make a move. But we decided to brake early. We're going to go for the switchback move, the double switchback move. We're going to cut right in. We're going to get a much more better exit, use all of our ERS. And can we make a move? Can we get the job done? Not quite. We're going to go right, we're going to go down the inside now, just missing that wall on the inside there. But we're going to back out and let him go through because it's too narrow here and we don't want to crash and make any contact. So we decided to back out that. And now on to lap 21 now, where Mick Schumacher has made a move on Esteban Ocon using that DRS of his. And he's going to hit the apex on the final corner now. He's going to get a really good exit now, and we're going to try and form a gap between himself and Esteban Ocon. And now we're trying to make a move on both Alpine drivers. I'm just going to go for the switchback move. We're going to get nice and tight to the apex there, and it's a great move by us on the experienced driver of Fernando Alonso. And now can we make a move on his teammate now? Not quite, as we almost lose it on the exit of that corner there. And now we come on to lap 23 now, where we've got DRS, ERS and everything, but it's just not enough to keep Fernando Alonso behind us, as now he's trying to make a move on his teammate now, does he? But we're going to go for the same move once again, just like we did in the last lap. And we're back up into P8 now. And with 2 laps to go, it's looking very high. It's looking very likely that we are going to get points for the first time. And now we look at Charles Leclerc now, who's just come out the final corner now, and he's going flat down, and he comes across the line, and it's Charles Leclerc who wins the Jeddah Grand Prix, and it's Max Verstappen who comes across the line for P2. And now we look further back, where we see Carlos Sainz and Sergio Perez both fighting for that P3, for that last spot on the podium. Sergio Perez goes right around the outside of Carlos Sainz, doesn't quite work out, and it's going to be Carlos Sainz who's going to be coming across the line right now, and it's Carlos Sainz who gets P3 and gets that final spot on the podium. And now we switch back to our POV now, where we've got 2 drivers right behind us now, and Daniel Ricciardo makes a late move, and he makes a double overtake, does he? He makes a move on Fernando Alonso now, and he's winning it now side by side with the Australian. We've got ERS and DRS, and it's just not enough, and we come across the line, and Daniel Ricciardo overtakes us in the final corner to get P8, and so that means we get P9. However, it's still a great race by us, as we get points for the first time this season, and it is us who gets driver of the day.
From the team, and a magnificent drive to secure victory here at the Saudi Arabian Grand Prix. So, Anthony, what made the difference out there today?
Well, they certainly stood out as a driver with tons of confidence on the track. I think their ability to keep their cool, even during some of the more hectic parts of the race, meant they were able to capitalise on the mistakes of other drivers, giving them the opportunity to make their way to the top spot with ease.
Here come our winners now, a thrilling race and a tremendous effort by Ferrari. Their history is well known, so it's no surprise to fans the world over to see them come out on top once again.
So it is Charles Leclerc who wins the Jeddah Grand Prix, with Max Verstappen in P2 and Carlos Sainz in P3, which is our podium finishes for today's race. And it was a great race today. Not a lot of AI mistakes as the last round, but still there was lots of good will-to-will battles, especially on that final lap there, where Daniel Ricciardo makes that double overtake on us as well to get up into P8 there. And as you can see, we get some Team McLean there. We're now level 4 now on Team McLean. And now we come back to the HQ now, where we've got a marketing event where we have to choose our rival, and we end up choosing Daniel Ricciardo as our rival for the next couple of races. And now we look at the driver standings, where Charles Leclerc is continued to lead in the driver standings by 16 points with Max Verstappen behind him. And due to us getting some points, it is only 2 points, but it is points for the first time, and we got up into P12 now with 2 points, which puts us into P12. And now we look at the constructor standings, where Ferrari are ahead of Red Bull only by 4 points. The Haas have gone up into P6 now, and we see ourselves go up into P9 now with 2 points, with Aston Martin and Williams still with no points. So that is it for today, guys. If you have enjoyed it, please do give it a like. Please do subscribe down below for more racing based content and for more F1 content as well, for my team, and maybe some other challenges or something, maybe like a last or first, but we'll see in future videos. But until then, I will see you for the round 3 of our F1 22 My Team career, where we will be in Australia, where hopefully ourselves and our teammate can get a really good result for the next Grand Prix.
Summer